There's this wonderful website out there. I'm not sure if anyone heard of it, but it's called YouTube.
No way.
And on YouTube,
Really?
you can actually look up videos about anything. Could be working out. Could be maybe how to talk to people. Anything, Trey.
Damn.
And I know like it's not that popular. I think it's kind of new.
Yeah, probably.
But like you could
I haven't heard about it before.
I know. I just found out about it yesterday. So Trey, I was talking to someone the other day, and they gave me a pretty interesting question. So I kind of want to propose it to you.
Okay.
The question is kind of like, why is the world so politically correct, and how do we get here? And how we kind of came across this, because I was talking to someone and we were kind of talking about like comedy. And this person was kind of telling me about comedy like back in the day, like Eddie Murphy Raw and Richard Pryor Live. He was saying a lot of the stuff they were saying in those specials could never pass today. Could never pass. They'd essentially they'd be eaten alive. Yeah. They'd be canceled, bro. Like just some of the stuff they said, some of the slurs and verbiage that they use.
It'd be seen as offensive now.
It would seem as offensive, and so many people would be upset. And then also, like, aside from those two, I mean, and you probably have seen, old comedy back in the day from, like, when our parents were around our age. Some of the stuff they said, bro, just wouldn't pass today. Now, I don't find offense to it. I find it funny. I also think, comedy is an art.
It's not easy to make a crowd laugh.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But I do think it's an art, and you kind of interpret that art the way it is. I also think comedy is kind of just like, there's no malice behind it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun.
I'm really just here supposed to be fun. A little bit loose, less strict.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's kind of like you have to really watch what you say. You got to be careful about what you say, or else, you get canceled, or else all of a sudden, bro, people just stop buying your stuff, stop buying your tickets, stop associating with you.
Yeah, you lose sponsors.
I was just about to say, there are some people who said certain things. You lose sponsors, you lose deals. People just really don't like you anymore. All the way to a point where you might be an outcast.
True. You're a social pariah, they say. You're blacklisted from whatever industry you're in.
Yeah, no one wants to sign you. No one wants to deal with you. No one wants to be associated with you. And at the end of the day, you kind of lose money. And a lot of these people, they got families.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, dang, you can't even feed your family because everyone is just so upset. So, I guess the question is, like, how do we even get here? How do we get to the point where you can't even say certain things?
Do you happen to want to go first, or?
I'll let you talk because I am very interested in.
I think it's a multitude of things, to be honest with you. It's one, we've become just a really sensitive society. I know everyone says we live in the patriarchy, which I guess in some ways we do. But actually, in my eyes, I think we live in a gynocentric society. I think we live in a society run by women now. What we see on TV is mostly for women. Yeah, at the end of the day, consumerism, all that type of stuff, it's pushed for ladies because they are the people who kind of like watch the most TV, do the most kind of shopping, all that type of stuff. So because the society is kind of catered to them in that way, how they feel matters more than how we might perceive certain things, So you might make a joke or two that could be said back in the day. Now, because of the society that we live in, it's a little bit more sensitive. You got to take their feelings into consideration. You can't go around just saying things. I think censorship also takes precedence in this as well. You can't say certain things online anymore that you once used to be able to the point wherein if you do say those things, the government will actually try to arrest you. Pronouns, for instance. In Canada, if you don't use someone's pronouns, like say I identify as a she, her, and I tell you what it is, and you don't use it, I can call the cops on you and get you arrested.
Dang.
Yeah. But that's just censorship. You shouldn't be able to tell someone what they're allowed to say. It's my speech. I have free speech. But the way, I guess, just how our society has changed over the last couple of years, I just think that has a large pot to play in this. I also think feminism takes a part into it as well. Feminism, the feminization of men. We've got a lot of guys who are very soft, and because they're very soft, they allow certain things to kind of happen that, in my eyes, probably shouldn't be taking place. We allow women to get away with certain things that we probably shouldn't be allowing them to get away with. And because of that, we just live now in a society wherein you can't say certain words that you used to be able to say. I remember, everyone knows the word for a bundle of sticks. I'm not going to say it now, but You know,
because we'll get canceled.
Yeah, exactly, because we'll get canceled. But back in 2010, bro, you can say that word perfectly fine.
Yeah.
No problem at all. You say it in 2024,
now you're cooked.
it's a problem.
You're cooked.
It's a problem. But it's a word at the end of the day. That's all it is. But words hurt our feelings. We can't have that no more.
Nah, I mean, I think the world truly has gotten very sensitive. I agree with you. You talked a lot about how like men are soft. I think a lot of men are just like scared. They're scared to assert themselves because now if you assert yourself, you're considered as toxic or toxic masculinity and a lot of that. I think also too like I think now like the whole people are scared to like hurt someone's feelings. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to hurt someone's feelings. Like, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing to, like, talk and tell you something that's, like, a little bit more real that might hurt you a little bit. But I think now everyone kind of wants to be, like, nice and be on everyone's good side. So because of that, you really watch what you say. You have to kind of, like, walk on eggshells when it comes to, like, talking to certain people. Because if you say something the wrong way, they're going to feel some type of way. And now on top of that, they're going to make a big deal about it because they want to be talked to a certain way. And I think that kind of affects society in a huge way because now it's like, not that we're all kind of like lying to each other, but we're all basically talking to each other just so we could all just be nice. Mm-hmm. And no one is like actually willing to just like step up and say something.
Say what it is, yeah.
And I now...
Truth hurts. Not a lot of people want to hear the truth.
No.
So you lie to them.
No one wants to hear the truth. So you lie to them. But the thing is, lying to them doesn't really help.
Doesn't solve the problem.
Doesn't help any of the problems. You know, there. I think also what plays a huge part is like we have to accept everybody.
Yes, everyone has to be accepted.
Everybody has to be like accepted and
just the way you are. I don't have to change anything. I'm perfect the way I am.
You gotta feel safe. Yep. And everyone has to be, but like no. Yep. And it kind of goes. We were singing this song earlier. If you stand for none, you fall for anything. You fall for anything. But it's like now we stand for nothing, so we literally fall for anything.
And you know what, Tyler? I don't mean to interrupt you, but I think right there is a beautiful point you just made. I believe in the past we actually stood for something.
Yeah.
Now we don't stand for anything. So what? We just go with anything.
We stand for accepting everything.
Yeah. And in that we accept nothing.
Exactly. We stand for accepting everything, but if you accept everything, then like, bruh.
You're not gonna end up good, man.
No.
Not gonna end up good. You know.
But everyone needs to feel some type of way. Everyone needs to feel...
We also live in this victim society. Everyone wants to be a victim, man. It's cool to be a victim now.
100%.
It's real cool.
100%.
You know, I remember speaking to... This was in high school, so this was a little bit earlier. But I remember just going through this, and I didn't like it at all. And I've said this on past podcasts before. But I met a young lady. We were both freshmen at the time. I was in Spanish class. And I remember telling her I was just having a bad day. And... after this, I stopped
talking to her.
Yeah, or not talking to her, but just telling her whenever something bad was going on, because I noticed she would try to one up the bad.
Yeah.
So if I said, "Damn, I'm just not really having a great day today. I missed the bus and I had to like get an Uber." She's like, "Oh, well, that happened to you? Well, this happened to me today." And I'm just like, it's not a competition.
Well, some people like when people feel bad for them. They like that. They like that sympathy. They like how it feels when someone kind of like sympathizes with them and all the other stuff.
All the time, though.
Listen, man, some people, I understand where you're coming from. I don't see why, I don't see the benefit of it, but there are people who like that feeling, man. Mm-hmm. There are people who enjoy that feeling.
Because at the end of the day, it still is attention.
It's still attention, man.
Yeah.
It's still attention. And sometimes maybe that's how someone thinks. That might be the only way someone can get attention, or at least that's what they think. So they make you feel bad, so you can sit there and be like, "Oh, well, listen, it's okay, baby. It's gonna be all right. This is that."
That is true. That is true. I have actually heard of. I'm not sure if guys doing this. I'm sure one or two men have probably done this in the past, but I've heard of specifically women like making up stories to get their boyfriends or like their like significant others to kind of like comfort them and like,
Or even like you ever get in an argument with someone, man or female, and they just kind of like flip it on you. Mm-hmm. So like they could be in the wrong, but like they'll be arguing with you, and then all of a sudden they try to flip it. So now all of a sudden they're the victim. It's like, whoa, this is not what happened. Whoa, like what are we doing here?
Yeah.
This is not what actually
This was
happened.
about you.
Yeah, for real.
Not me.
For real. Literally, bro. Literally. This is about you. Not me. I don't know how we got here. In fact, I don't know how we got on B, but like, yeah, let's flip it back.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, that's some people do. That's some people do. Because they want to be the victim, and then I do two things. Some people just can't handle that pressure. Can't handle the pressure of being wrong. No one ever wants to be wrong. Everyone wants to be right. Same thing as no one ever wants to be told, oh, okay, you're fat, or you need to get more in shape, or what you're doing is stupid. No, they want to be told, hey, listen, everything is fine. What you're doing right now is fantastic. You're doing a great job. I think you're doing great. Just keep doing everything that you're doing right now.
Even if you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
But yet their life could be in shambles.
Yeah.
They could be fat.
Yeah.
Broke.
Yep.
No type of future. No job.
But you're doing well.
Lonely.
You're doing good though.
No friends.
Keep going.
Don't know how to socialize.
Keep going.
But no, it's cool. You're
doing well.
You're doing fantastic, honey. It's like no. But if you step up and tell somebody all the things they're doing wrong,
start going to the gym.
It's a problem.
Start going out socializing.
I remember I made I don't know if we got comments, but I knew I had people like say something to me. I don't know if you remember this, but I told everybody stop being fat.
Oh yeah.
I looked at the camera and I was like, "Yo, go to the gym. Don't be fat."
I remember we got a whole bunch of comments saying it's not that simple.
Yeah, they're like, it's not that simple. I'm like,
simple.
bro, it really is though. Like, I swear to you, I promise you, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is. And I'm not even telling you gotta go hard, but like, you're telling me you can't get a $10 membership to a gym and go 2 to 3 times a day. I'm not even telling you to go all the time. But it's like, even me saying that, people are like, yo, it's not that simple. It's hard.
And if you want to make up the excuse of, oh, I can't afford to go, all right, fine, go for a walk.
Bruh.
There are multiple high schools that you can go to their track, run around the field.
Literally.
Run around the field.
You go to walk, run around the field, get a deck of cards, do some push-ups, do some squats.
There are workouts that you can do at home.
There's also there's this wonderful website out there. I'm not sure if anyone heard of it, but it's called YouTube.
No way.
And on YouTube,
Really?
you can actually look up videos about anything. Could be working out, could be maybe how to talk to people. Anything, Trey.
Damn.
And I know like it's not that popular. I think it's kind of new.
Yeah, probably.
But like you could
I haven't heard about it before.
I know. I just found out about it yesterday. But you can go on it and learn things.
Damn.
Find maybe exercises.
I gotta try it out.
Maybe find ways to talk to people, how to make friends.
Yeah, wow.
Maybe learn a skill so you can get a job and not be a bum.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. So that's just like a little tip. If you
Interesting stuff.
You guys just
interesting stuff.
You guys didn't know. But it's the world we live in, man.
Crazy, man.
It's the world we live in, bro.
You know, I don't think it can be going. I don't think it can go back to how it once was because we've raised a generation at this point.
Oh yeah, there's no
up with these morals and these thought processes. So I don't think there is a going back to how things were in the 80s, the 90s, even the early 2000s. You know, where in things you could get away with saying all the things that the guys that you had said, the comedians were saying. It's just not going to go back to that. And as unfortunate as it might be, frankly, what we have to do now, in my eyes, is just kind of protect the rights that we already do have. You know, so that nothing further can be taken from you at that point. You know, I mean, censorship is always going to be a thing. It's not going to go away anymore. Like there's going to be certain words that you can't say. There's going to be certain things that you can't do. That just it is what it is.
I also think social media played a part because a lot of this stuff that's going on now is able to be spread across the whole world.
Far. What was once just on a newspaper,
now it's across the world, bro. Now it's across the world.
All the way across the world, man.
Yeah,
someone could do something in China and I find out.
A lot of those comedy specials, you only would have known about it through a newspaper or if you watched it in theater or maybe if there was a DVD. If you had gone.
Yeah.
But now, literally, we could be at home and look up, you know. We're 24. The whole Eddie Murphy Raw thing happened before we were born.
Before we were even born.
Yeah, I'm able to watch that on Netflix right now.
Exactly.
Like
you were in the show.
Like I was in the show. Mm-hmm. But back then, it that wasn't able to spread so far. I mean, it might have been popular in America, but outside of that, then what?
And I do think there are people out there who still challenge the status quo. A comedian that comes to mind is Dave Chappelle.
Bro, Dave Chappelle
and his he talks about everybody, and that's the thing about it. You know, he talks about trans people, gay people, black men, black women, white men, everybody.
Doesn't matter.
Everyone gets roasted. Everybody, and that's the whole thing about comedy. It's supposed to be lighthearted fun.
Yeah.
But there are those groups out there that can't handle getting roasted. Can't handle getting a little bit of stuff talked about them.
I also just think too, it's like you gotta understand, like, so, like, you gotta know the difference between like when someone has malice intent, and then when like someone's just trying to like,
it's like a harmless joke.
Someone's just trying to joke with you.
But I think there are just people out there, man, that just want, they're just looking for a reason to be upset.
Yeah.
And
it's like that victim mentality.
Exactly. And by you even saying anything, you're just giving them that reason, and you're just feeding. And by you even feeding into the argument that you might be having with that person, by explaining to them, I didn't mean it this way, I meant it this way, it don't matter. It's just they just want to feed off that. I'm a victim. You said this to me. I'm upset now. I'm gonna go to the proper authorities to get this whole situation figured out.
It's like a drug in a way.
I even saw a video. Yeah, for real. I even saw a video of a lady or a young man. He was walking around in Target trying to find a lamp. He was trying to buy a lamp. And it kind of reminded me when me and you were walking around trying to buy a lamp. And he was in an aisle, and this woman took out a camera, started recording Holmes. He was like, yo, why are you following me? Why are you following me? And he's like, what are you talking about?
Like, genuinely confused?
No, the young man, because he was 22. The young man was genuinely, the look on his face said everything. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm just trying to find a lamp. He literally, I'm just trying to find a lamp. And she just kept going, why are you following me? Why are you following me? Stop following me. And he was like, okay, I want nothing to do with this. Walks away. Want nothing to do with it. But there are people like that out there, Tyler, that just want to feel like a victim in some way, shape, or form. Where they're going to take out a phone, they're going to start recording you, put it on their TikTok or whatever, just to get the views. Just to get the likes. Just to get the comments. Just to get some kind of attention, reaction, something.
Some type of validation from it.
Some type of validation.
Some type of satisfaction from it.
And it's a good question that you propose, man, but this is just what we have to deal with.
And I think we just gotta, at the end of the day, you don't gotta like it, you just gotta accept it.
You don't gotta like it, man. You just gotta accept it. It's the world we live in.
It's the world we live in. And I agree with you. Like, we're not going.
It's not going back. There's no going back.
No.
There's no going back.
There's no going back.
No.
And there's a chance it even gets worse as times go on.
That's why I was like, we should protect what we currently have, man. Because if they'd taken away the things from the past that we once did have, that were perfectly fine, who's to say that they wouldn't continue where you can't say anything now? To the point where because I've heard plenty of comedians complain about the fact that they can't say certain things because of the possibility of them being canceled or repercussions.
You
ruin your career, ruin your reputation. Yeah. And you should, in my opinion, in that kind of career field, you shouldn't have to worry about those types of things, because everyone should understand that I'm a comedian. I'm here to make you laugh.
I also think too,
now,
like, if you don't like it, then why you even watch it?
Yeah.
Like if you like, for instance, Dave Chappelle talks about everything. And I know Dave Chappelle, he's pretty big, so because of how big he is, it's hard to cancel him. I think also he doesn't care.
Yeah. He's done made.
Yeah, he also doesn't.
He also doesn't
care.
Yeah.
But like, if you don't really like Dave Chappelle, like why? And you realize it angers you. Why are you even watching?
Because a lot of people don't like when we have nice things, and that has nothing to do with even just like an actual physical thing. It's just if they see people happy, there are people out there who want to ruin that. They want you to be as miserable as them.
Misery loves company.
So if you're laughing your tail off at a Dave Chappelle concert, or you know what I mean, they're gonna try to stop that because he said one or two things that are offensive. They're gonna try to get him canceled, and now you can't go to your show no more because they're envious of what he might have, or the energy that might be going wrong. That's just what it is.
That's what it is. Well, it's not gonna change, man.
Nah.
It's only gonna get worse. But we're coming to the end of the show. Around this time, we give advice. So, Trey, do you have any advice you wanna give people?
My advice: you should have thick skin. You know, I don't think this was a good thing to go through, but this gave me thick skin as a kid. I was bullied. You know, so I had to defend myself, stand up for myself. You know, we used to have like they do community, like celebrity roast sessions we had that back in my middle school, where like one day one person, the whole class essentially just picked on that, which was nice because at least the whole class partook, and it was just everyone kind of got their own that day. So it wasn't like every day that one person got bullied. It was more of a
it's like, okay, today Jimmy,
yeah,
today's your turn.
yeah, kind of like that. But it gave me thick skin to where anybody could say anything to me now, and like it really doesn't affect me.
Just like
And I think I don't think everyone has to go through bullying to get that, but I do believe you should be able to have someone say something to you that might be negative, and you just roll off like, okay, because it's just words at the end of the day. I can curse you out right now. Does it physically harm you?
As they say, stick of stones may break my bones, but words don't hurt.
It don't hurt, man. It don't hurt. So I think it's important for us to, just have a little bit of backbone, man, and just be able to take it on the chin and keep pushing.
Yeah. Kind of piggyback off that, I'll just say just work on your mental. I think the only way you kind of are able to get thick skin is if you are just strong mentally.
Yeah, that's true.
So just kind of work on your mental, work on your thoughts. I think also some of it just comes into how do you view yourself? What is your own perception of yourself?
Yeah.
So like if someone's telling you, someone's just bashing you, but you have a very positive perception of yourself and you truly know who you are to your core, then really what that person's saying about you just really shouldn't.
It shouldn't matter.
Really shouldn't.
Because you know who you are at the end of the day.
Because you know who you are.
That's true, Tad. That's
you
real
know
true.
You know the truth.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if you know the truth, then there's no need to try to.
I don't need any to validate me at all because I know who I am.
You know the truth.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's like, why do I got to prove this to you if I know what I'm doing is right, or if I know who I am as a person is the complete opposite of what you're saying?
Exactly.
And even if I try to persuade you, you're probably still gonna view me.
Well, believe me, regardless.
Yeah.
So why even bother?
Yeah. So just honestly, what I would say is just work on your mental, work on just trying to become mentally strong. Yes, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's hard to do.
Of course.
It's a process that I'm still going through, and I know Trey, you're still going through working on your mental.
Yeah.
It takes time, it takes years to work on, but I do think it is mind is a very powerful thing, man. And once someone has your mind, you're cooked. So work on keeping your mind strong, keeping your mind sharp. So that'll be my advice. Thank y'all for listening.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys for tuning in,
For
especially
real.
if you made it all the way to the end. Thank you for the support.
Yeah.
You can find us on Instagram at NOA_podcast. You can find us on TikTok at NOA Podcast 1 and NOA Podcast 2. All episodes are available on YouTube, Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts. Just type in NOA Podcast and we pop it right up.
Yep.
Also, please make sure you check out our vlog page, NOA Adventures, for the vlogs on there. And yeah, thank y'all for listening. We appreciate y'all. Y'all take care.
Have a good one.